So last week we were speaking about different African nations that were starting to speak up about France and talking about the president, Emmanuel Macron. He likes to run around all these little African nations causing a lot of calamity. And the African nations are starting to pay attention to what is going on with him. Now, they said in Nigeria, they was doing a protest against France. And they had a group called the Movement Against Slavery and Terrorism in Nigeria had led a protest at the French embassy in Abuja, accusing France of sponsoring terrorism, particularly Boko Haram. That's what the people are saying. Now, Boko Haram is a horrible terrorist organization that's in northern Nigeria. They were the ones that were responsible for kidnapping all those girls at that school. Remember years ago talking about bring back our girls and all of that. It was them, Boko Haram. But if you know anything about African nations, ask yourself this question. African nations don't manufacture firearms. They don't. Firearms cost a lot of money. Where's Boko Haram getting all these guns from? Who marching orders are they taking to be attacking their own people? Always ask that question. So the people is answering that right now. They said we have embarked on this protest march to send a powerful message to the French authorities. Nigerians are indeed aware of their nefarious activities with regards to the ongoing war against terrorism in the northeast Nigeria. That's what one of the representatives stated. It said the group indicated that there's some vested interest by France in Nigeria was not attained following gains against the terrorist group since 2015 by the Buhari administration, which President Buhari, he's the leader of Nigeria. Thus the reason for the support to the group by France. Now they say Boko Haram, which translates Western education is forbidden from Hausa, was founded in 2002 upon the ideology of Salafism and advocating Sharia law. It said they gained attention by the world, April 2014 when they kidnapped 276 schoolgirls in Chibok. The protest group accused Paris of providing logistics support and acting as a mouthpiece of French-trained Boko Haram fighters in the name of human rights. So they're saying that France trained the terrorists, Boko Haram. Now that's pretty heavy. Now, do you see why African nations can't get themselves together as they should? When you have Macron going in and causing problems, not only in Nigeria, but he's also causing problems in Cameroon. Cameroon has constant problems. And Paul Biya, the leader of Cameroon, he's all tight with Macron. See, he does okay. But the people of Cameroon are suffering. Everywhere Macron go, everywhere France is located, it is calamity for the black people of those nations. According to the group, they say France is engaged in economic nationalism, selling admonition to the terrorist group in return for some economic gains out of the insurgency. France is on this attempt of recolonization of Nigeria and other African states. They say the march is well attended, mostly by women carrying placards such as "Sanction Macron now," "Stop sponsoring terrorists," among other things. They say France has faced numerous criticism over its activities in Africa. So people starting to wake up, even on the continent. They're waking up. Understand this message of global unification, the message of the family coming together and the family collectively waking up. So you understand, we are waking up here. They're waking up there too. See, at one point in time, Macron and France can do whatever they want and nobody would know anything. Now they're starting to fight back. Now they're starting to say something. They're trying to get the message out to say, wait a minute, this guy is coming over here now. And I would tell you this, I didn't know anything about this story at all. It was one of my African brethren that sent me this story and let me know, hey, you see what Macron is doing over here in Nigeria? What you need to do is let your leaders know and the people know, anytime you see France in your nation, it is a problem. They're coming to colonize you. Understand that. They're worried about the echo, the new currency that's coming to West Africa. They're worried about that because they're going to dump the CFA franc. They're going to dump that and use the echo, which is going to be an African currency. They don't want that. So Macron right now is trying to go weasel his way into every African nation, hoping to corrupt and maybe put fear in the African leaders that he's going to stir up a coup to get them out, because he don't want the echo. He don't want it. Nigeria is one of the major players that's going to be involved with the echo. So obviously Macron is trying to weasel his way in there. You understand? So the people of West Africa reject and keep on rejecting France. They mean you no good. They don't want, because if they meant you something good, you would see it. Okay? Now, people can say whatever you want to say about China. China this, China that, China. China taking over. I'm looking into what China is doing. Are they doing some predatory loans that I think they shouldn't be doing? Yes, they're doing that in some instances. But I haven't seen China do what Macron's doing. You understand? And what France has been doing. France is still neo-colonizing 14 African nations. And they trying to get Nigeria on board with them too. Why don't you tell Macron, go make France great without Africa? Tell him that. That's what the leaders need to say. Now the leaders are starting to stand up. Macron said, go back to France. Get your troops, get out. We don't need you, get out. We got our own troops. We got our own people. If we want to make any kind of military deals, they just had some summit over there. I think it's some Africa-Russia summit. I'm pretty sure they made military deals over there. We don't need you here. You a weasel, you are a snake, and you cause the deaths of many black people, and you're harming our economy. The reason why people are leaving West Africa is because of France. The reason why they keep coming over here, because of France. The reason why they going to the UK, the reason they're risking their lives going through Libya and getting enslaved there is because of Macron and France. If France and Macron will get themselves out of West Africa, those people can stay in their own countries and they can build something. You understand? You have to take a stand against Macron once and for all, and the people have to do it. You have to put pressure on your leaders to say, we don't want nothing to do with France no longer. Get them out. It's more of you than your leaders, especially in Nigeria. Nigeria is one of the largest African nations on the continent. So the people in one accord say, don't you let Macron in here or it's going to be a problem. Say that, because once the people, have control of their own country, then things will go right. Tell Buhari, don't even entertain that fool. Say, look what he's doing in these other nations. We don't want that here. We have the highest GDP on the continent. We don't want him here. We don't need him here. We're good. We can fare off on our own. Do not let Macron, if Macron, as y'all saying, is help funding Boko Haram, then he is doing nothing but being a war criminal. And Boko Haram, all of them need to be arrested, every bit of them. Well, leave me a comment there, notes think about the situation. Once again, Macron causing calamity in Africa. I'm telling you, you have to, on a continent, look at him as enemy number one. Don't let him come around there pointing his finger at you, telling you what you need to do. Tell him carry himself back to France and deal with his own issues and problems. You understand? Just like the president of Zambia recently told the U.S. ambassador, go back to America and promote those ideals. I don't like the ideals that you're promoting here, when they try to interfere in their affairs. See, the African president is starting to slowly stand up, and that's good. That's good they're doing that. It's about time. Have a backbone. Let these folks just come in your country, do whatever they want, and harm your people. Forget that. The situation with Macron, that needs to end. Going into this new decade needs to be the end of France in West Africa. And it's on the continent. You guys can do it. We can support in the diaspora, pointing out what he's doing as a news outlet. We definitely can do it. But it's going to be on you at the end of the day to take your country back.